can't wait. We're going to add 3 more, hopefully, or 2 more, excuse me. It's just phenomenal to be able to do that. This is something that the senior class hasn't done yet, so to get one under our belt, just phenomenal.
Eric, when did you really start to feel like, all right, we have a chance to go unbeaten here and be the number 1 team in the club?
When I first stepped on the field. We're very confident in our preparation. Our coaches do an amazing job at getting us ready. I think that we just really kind of struggled a little bit in the first half, but we knew that we could come together and really dominate the game.
No, beyond putting this game aside.
Right.
When did you start thinking, all right, we got a championship team here?
Okay.
Yeah,
from the third practice, actually, going back to that.
All right,
I think
let's
I said
go back to that
earlier this week.
Third practice. Okay.
People were just asking me about that, and there was just something different. The team was unique. You could tell by the way that we held ourselves in practice, the way that you're out there on the first day, and guys are just hitting things like we've been practicing for 15 days or so. So I knew at that point that with the coaches and the addition of the great preparation that we'd be phenomenal.
In the spring, after the very first practice in the spring, Deshaun Watson comes out and says, "Yeah, we're going to win the national championship this year." No pressure.
You know what I mean? Hey, no pressure, no diamonds. So we love that. Did he really say that?
He did really say that.
He wasn't even out there.
Nostradamus. There you go.
Was he? He
knows it all.
He wasn't even out there.
No, but he talked to us. He did say that after
I
first
love
practice.
it. I believe it. Look where we are.
Does it take an extra special guy mentally kind of to do what Wayne kind of did tonight in terms of not a lot of running room early, very few yards in the first half, and then boom, just explodes and kind of takes the team on his shoulders?
I think that speaks to the play calling, not so much of what Wayne, Wayne's going to run hard regardless, but we got him in great situations to where he could get out in open space and, get us in front of him running, and we really took that to advantage, and, it was great. It turned out good. I think he had 160 yards in the second half, so that's pretty phenomenal.
How would you describe Deshaun's evolution from week 1 now to the 13th game?
That's pretty hard. You go from a dominant force to unstoppable force, if you will. He's just constantly gotten better each and every week. To see him prepare and how much he cares for the game, he deserves everything that he's got. It's pretty great.
Your homework assignment is to find new ways to describe Deshaun.
It gets hard. I keep getting more speechless and speechless as we go.
You're going to get more and more questions about him as you keep going. So that's the homework assignment.
Did you get a chance to see Dabo's 100 jersey?
I'm the one that got it made.
Really? So I'm assuming you thought it was a great look then.
Yeah, no doubt. When I heard that, his ACC championship was his 100th game, I've had it in the back of my mind for a while. And then, Monday I went up to our equipment managers and, kudos to them for getting it done. They're the best in the country at what they do, and it was just phenomenal that we could do that.
How special is it to know that you're going to a college football playoff?
Phenomenal. That was our goal. We're very excited to be able to accomplish that. We're just excited to find out tomorrow to see who we play.
You're the only team that's got 13 wins.
Come on. Only one. Sounds pretty good when you say it, though. It's nice. Nice little ring.
How much has Coach harped on that? 15 ACC, 15 and
he loves numbers. He loves coincidences. So he's harped on that immensely through this entire season. 15th ACC championship for Clemson in 2015. So there's been a lot of cool numbers that have gone along with this season.
57 snaps in the first half. As players, do you even...
We don't know. I mean, of course, you're a little bit tired and you're like, man, what was happening? And then they come in and tell us that. And we're like, oh, okay, makes sense. And to tack on the 2 90-yard drives, that was just phenomenal for us to be able to do that. The play calling was great. I'm running out of words, like you said. I keep saying them over and over again. But it was a fun game.
Dallas or Miami?
Miami. That's our home field advantage right there. We've been there 3 out of the past 5 seasons.
Plus this year.
Exactly. That's right. So we love going there.
After playing 10 games in a row, how valuable will it be now to have 25, 26 days to prepare for this next game?
Incredibly. I think that was something that we really need. We've gone 10 straight without a break. So I think to have that is really going to help out this team mentally, physically, spiritually, all of the above, to where we can really re-lock in, refocus. I've been lying to you guys, I have to admit. I'm extremely exhausted. I'm tired. I'm excited for this week off.
Is it exciting to have this much time and think we can get even better now in these weeks
Yeah,
we've been?
it's going to be scary. Clemson's going to be rolling. Can't wait to see that final poll come out and just find who we're playing.
how happy for your defensive mates tonight and the fact that you guys get so much pub with all the points, but they gave up some yards, some points, but the big strip sack, obviously the huge Tankersley interception, they came up with some monster plays for you.
You know, our guys are clutch when they need to be. You know, that's all that we care about. You know, they perform to the best of their ability. That's all you can ask. Obviously, UNC's offense was very high octane. So to limit them to what we did is pretty special.
When they're forcing 3 and outs, I think they had several tonight. How does that help you as an offense develop a rhythm?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it gets us the ball. Whenever we can have the ball more, that's always better. So I think that when we can get in that rhythm, like you said, where we're constantly getting the ball, you know, 3 plays later, that's incredible for us.